Greetings. This is Doc Ock coming at you live and direct from Black Facts Headquarters Central this evening, right here in Kent, Ohio. Doing it one more time. Tonight, it is taking us a good number of weeks to get to the point where we finally encounter the Raiders of the Sands in our book, Abraham, Hannibal, and the Raiders of the Sands. So we finally encounter the Raiders of the Sands, and what happens? Abraham Hannibal is kidnapped, stolen away, and enslaved. Yes, sold in the marketplace. But in spite of the fact that he is being enslaved, he still demands that they respect him. They may not like him. They may enslave him. They may have taken away some of his freedoms, but they're going to have to respect him regardless. That's an important thing to remember. Now let's see what our Proverbs have to say about that today. Let's see what proverb jumps out at me today. And while we're doing this, I need you all to do something too. And what I'd like you to do right now is to go ahead and give us a like if you're watching on Facebook. Give us a thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube. And then go ahead and spread the word far and wide from coast to coast without a boast that we're up in this house, the tubular Black Facts house, doing a toast every single night. A toast to the most prolific, the most angelic, the most stupendous people in the world. I'm talking about black folks. No, I'm not talking about people of color. I don't know who that. You need to describe what color these people are. And so I'm going to do that for you. I'm talking about black folks. Now, proverb for today, another Ashanti proverb. It is the fool's sheep that break loose twice. It is the fool's sheep that break loose twice. And there we have it. And that is an Ashanti proverb. If I didn't say it before, I said it now. So you got it anyhow. Let's move on before something happens and I lose my cow. That would be a pity and a shame and somewhat lame. All right, so yesterday or last night, we had read about Kamal, one of the Muslim merchants at home, and how similar he was to the Kamal that he was meeting that was part of this band of Raiders of the Sands. So, or how dissimilar, actually, more like dissimilar he was. How he was not like him at all. Yeah, matter of fact, more like he was not like him at all. Okay, let's see. No, we're not doing that. We're going right over here. Boom, there we go. All right, and we're ready to go. Let's hit it and quit it. Abraham, Hannibal, and the Raiders of the Sands continues. He could see Laia now, wearing those 5 clear blue beads with the swirling red and yellow patterns inside them, smiling up at the other Kamal, the one they knew so well in Debariwa. I think I got that right. It's better not to remember some of those things, though, for it makes it harder to deal with what you have lost. As they marched through the hot, burning sands, that's right, they're crossing the burning sands for real. Its way even through the thick, hard, the hot sand burning its way through even the thick, hard soles of Abraham's feet. He noticed that one of the guards was as black-skinned as he was. Peace be with you, he called up to the guard. And peace be with you. You speak good Arabic, boy. Thank you. Are you an Arab then? I am a slave as you are. The words were said kindly, but they were like a slap across the face. A slave, yes, that's what I am now. When I left home, I was the emperor's special messenger to the king of the Franks. I was the son of a prince, and now I'm a slave. I was the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah of the 3,000-year Solomonic dynasty of Ethiopia, and now I'm a slave. The cold and the dizziness seized him again. Hardly knowing what he was saying, he mumbled, "How did you come to be a slave?" When I was a child in the land of the black people, I was out herding the cattle one day, and raiders caught me and carried me off to the sea. I was brought to Jeddah and sold to the king. The king asked Abraham, confused. The only kings he could think of were the Emperor Jesus, the great at Gondar, and the king of the Franks. You saw him just now at his camp. Without thinking, Abraham touched the right side of his mouth. The guard went on, "That's right, the one with the slit in his lip. He is the king of Mecca, but he loves nothing more than to live in the desert and do battle with his enemies and raid the caravans that come for the pilgrimage. Your friends who were chosen by him are now his slaves." What? What will become of the rest of us now? Well, at this time of year, there are plenty of merchants who have come from far and wide to make the pilgrimage and buy and sell at the pilgrimage market. While they are here, you could be bought by a merchant from anywhere and taken back to his land. What's your name, by the way? Abraham. Abraham, of course. We call him Ibrahim. It is your feast very soon. My name is Saeed, but it is too hot for walking now. We must rest. The path was full of pilgrims making their way towards the holy city, and a pilgrim's rest house was just ahead of them, a jumble of dried mud buildings and the long black tents of the desert Arabs, like darker than the tents of Kedar. The children and their guards washed and then ate and rested in one of the tents. And then, as Abraham, desperately tired, but too tired to sleep, lay in the hot shade, he couldn't help remembering, "Oh, Granny, you always said to mind out for kidnappers. I did mind out, and now it's happened anyway. I belong to someone else now, someone I don't even know, and I'll never see home again. Oh, woe is me, woe is me." He didn't actually say that, but I mean, what would you say, right? "I'll never see home again, or mother, or father." And then there's Laia, drowned because of me. And dear funny Dr. Ponset, I don't even know if he's dead or alive. Suddenly, the pain of losing them all seemed just too much to bear. And he started to sob so hard that it hurt his whole body. Tades and Afterwork came and stroked him with their bound hands, and Afterwork whispered, "Abraham, how can you cry? You're the strong one. You're the one who always knows what to do. Don't give up. Just think. At least we're still alive. I don't think I want to be alive. Not if it's going to be like this." And he sobbed still, more wildly. My mother's song, when it says, "They leave us alone in strange hands." Do you think our slaves at home felt like this? I never thought about it. Tades and Afterwork looked at each other in bewilderment. "What is it, Abraham? What are you talking about? What song?" "The Kunama, the slave people, our slaves at home. I always thought they were happy." He thought they were happy. I mean, we played together. It was just normal. But they were taken from their homes too. They had to belong to my father. and choking and sobbing, Abraham gasped out his mother's song of the children of the slave people. They come and catch us by the waters of the Merib. They make us slaves. Our mothers in fear flee to the mountains and leave us alone in strange hands. They were in strange hands, and now we are too. And I'll never see my mother again. And Abraham sobbed and sobbed for himself and for the slaves at home and for everything that he would never see again. Kamal suddenly strode over, grabbed the cross round Abraham's neck, and jerked him up off the ground so that the string cut into his flesh. He pulled his dagger out from its sheath. Abraham could feel the broad, curved blade cold against his neck. Even in this heat, the knife slid under the string, which suddenly snapped. And Kamal took the cross in his hand. He looked at it and spat. Well, we're not going to keep this, are we? He strode to the edge of the tent and flung the cross in a great spinning arc far into the desert. Abraham stood, staring wordlessly, his tears shocked out of him. I've worn that cross since I was a baby. It's part of me. Kamal strode back and laughed in his face. Not happy, are we, little monkey? I thought little monkeys liked to play. How about a bit of monkey song and dance then? How about that, huh? Abraham simply stood and stared at him. Dance, monkey, or sing something in monkey language. Everyone was completely still, staring. Then Saeed took Kamal by the arm and said quietly, come on, leave him alone. It's getting cooler. Time to get on with the journey. Kamal glared at him and then shrugged. All right, time to get on with the journey. And so the last little piece of Ethiopia and the old life that Abraham had brought with him lay gleaming among the pebbles of the desert until in a little while the hot wind buried it in dust and grit. And as Abraham trudged along the path up into the bare, stony hills, bits of one of the Psalms of David that he had learnt for Abba Michael started floating into his mind until in the end he remembered the part that he wanted. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yea, we wept when we remembered Zion. We hung our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof, for there they that carried us away captivity required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of those songs of Zion. How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? Or better yet, how shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? And Abraham remembered another Zion that he had seen at his father's side, a Zion in the land of Sheba in Queen Makkeda's country. And then he thought of his father's words to the emperor. Grandmothers by the fireside are already telling stories of his deeds. I won't give up hope. I won't give up hope. Maybe I am a slave, but I'll be buried in my grave before I die begging on my knees. You will never be ashamed of me, Father. Somehow I'll get to France after all. Laia, you always said that if you want something badly enough and don't give up wanting it, you'll get it in the end. I won't be a slave forever. I will get free, and I will get to France. I'll get my message to the Sun King. I'll make sure of that. I'll show him that the youth of Ethiopia are the best in the world for wisdom and courage and high breeding, just as the emperor said. And then, very firmly, as he trudged across the hot, pebbly desert of Arabia, he said aloud two of his French sentences. My name is Abraham, and my father is a noble lord of Africa. The emperor of Ethiopia sends brotherly greetings to the king of the Franks. And so says Abraham on this day in between February and April 1704, which is where we will pick up on tomorrow. We are just about there. We got a few chapters left. But you can see the book, we're reaching the climax. I don't think we quite got there yet, but we're getting there though. Certainly, that was a very powerful piece right there. Thank you so much for letting me know that. Yes, I didn't really need to know that. That was a powerful piece there that I just read from this young man who can't be more than 10 or maybe 12 years old, somewhere around there. So I hope that it inspires all you little people out there who are taking your little heads and putting it on your little pillow, on your little bed, and closing those your eyes, waiting on the new day to rise. Because when that new dawn shines down upon your eyes, I want you to know that the day is thine. And all you have to do is reach up and snatch it. Just reach up and snatch it. It's low-hanging fruit. Get it, eat it, hit it, quit it, don't forget it, use it, and enjoy it until you're satisfied. Till you squeeze all the juice out of it you can. That's what you want to do with life. You want to squeeze life like an orange until you get all that good juice out. And it's dripping all down the front of your mouth. Yeah, that's what you want to do. So in the meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and sign off right about here. But we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow being a weekday. We'll be back tomorrow with more from the Queen of Sheba and her only son, Menelik. The Queen of Sheba and her only son, Menelik, by E.A. Wallace Budge, the overseer of the Oriental section of the British Museum. Okay? The keeper of the treasures in the British Museum. The keeper of the treasures stolen from Africa. And so this is something where we're giving back some of these stolen treasures to ourselves. We're taking them back. We have to take it back. Nobody's going to give it to us. We're going to have to reach up and snatch it and take it for ourselves. Because ain't nobody giving up anything but hard times and bubble gum. And guess what? They fresh out of gum. So sleep right, sleep tight, little ones. And all you adults out there, you know what you need to do. Give us a like if you're watching on Facebook. Give us a thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube. And last but not least, hit that red button. Right quick. There's a red button down there. Select that red button and subscribe to the Tubular Black Facts channel. Why? Do it for yourselves, but do it for the youth. Because we're passing on information and stories to you that you can pass on to them, or you can turn them on to Black Facts Jr., where they can learn directly for themselves. Peace out, without a doubt. Of course, with justice, because anything less disgusts us, and we do not like being disgusted. But we do like being discussed. So yeah, go ahead and talk about us if you will. Because every time you say our name, you're giving us more strength. Peace, power, and love. Good night. Because we're about to take flight.